Hi, everybody. My name is Turgay Attekin, and I work as a fast-track solution architect within Microsoft Dynamics 365 team. In this Tech Talk, I'm going to present how we can quickly create segments within Dynamics 365 marketing from a simple spreadsheet using Dynamics 365 marketing and Dataverse functionalities. As you may already know, Dynamics 365 marketing has a great segmentation engine, which allow marketers to set up their campaign audiences. Marketers can easily define segments like female wine enthusiasts over 40 years old living in San Francisco by using its comprehensive query options. And these queries are executed against Dynamics 365 marketing database and defines contacts to be used within any campaign. But sometimes marketers just gather their business contacts via Excel files or spreadsheet files. And those incoming contacts may or may not be already in the database. Today, I'm going to show you how marketers can include those contacts to their campaigns quickly. Before we proceed with the demo details, there are a couple of important things to consider. Firstly, as I mentioned briefly, Dynamics 365 Marketing Segmentation Engine works on records, which are already present within Dataverse or Customer Insights. There is currently no functionality to directly use any kind of spreadsheets. Secondly, segmentation query should always target a contact entity. Of course, it is possible to use other entities, including custom ones, but contact is the mandatory one. Also, there are two types of segments, static and dynamic. Static segments are populated manually and more appropriate for one-shot quick campaigns. Dynamic segments are more suitable for long-running campaigns where campaign automatically executed against newly created contacts. Lastly, but not least, spreadsheets can contain duplicate or existing contacts. And those kind of files should be validated using the power of duplicate detection rules, alternate keys, or even custom plugins. In this demo, for simplicity reasons, I'm going to use the alternate key approach. As a first step, I'm going to customize contact entity and add a custom field. And that field identifies each contact that is a part of a given spreadsheet. Then I'm going to create an alternate key on the email address field. This step is required to allow update for existing contacts in the database using the import tool. And then I'm going to prepare the spreadsheet for the import by adding a column for the custom field. And next, I'm going to use the out-of-the-box Dataverse import tool to migrate contacts. And finally, after importing all these contacts, I'm going to use the segmentation module and segmentation engine, and I'm going to create a segment that finds all contacts included in the spreadsheet. And then we will be finally ready to use those contacts within our customer journeys. Demo only covers the basic functionality for simplicity purposes, but feel free to enhance it according to your needs. And let's start the demo by customizing the contact entity. Just to save some time, by the way, here is the maker portal of Power Apps, and you are seeing the contact entity and all the columns which are defined within the contact entity. And just to save some time, I have already created our custom field, which is called reference code. And I have created this one as a text field, but you can create it as however you want. And the next, I have defined the contact key here. And it is the email key, alternate key. And what it does is it is just creating a primary key within the database. And this is important for the import tool. We are going to see how we are going to define the alternate key during the import later on. And after we define all these all the keys and the column, we can prepare our spreadsheet. So let's imagine that you have gathered that spreadsheet from one event, and just for demo purposes, let's name it as Ignite 2021 event. So we have gathered these 5 contacts, and what I'm going to do is to just add another column here in order to represent our new custom field, so which is called reference code. And I'm just going to mark these contacts as Ignite 2021 contacts. So I'm just going to fill those one out very quickly. And I'm just going to save the file. The first 4 contacts are already in the database, but the last one is not. So after the import, we are going to see that existing contacts will be updated with the new reference code, and there will be also a new contact created. So let's move on with the import functionality. I'm going to open my view, and then I'm clicking on the import from CSV button. Just be mindful here that you should import using the new import experience. The out of the box or legacy import functionality would not work for our scenario. What I'm going to do is to just select the file that I have created for the import. Then I'm going to click next, and I need to select the alternate key as email, and then I just need to define the data delimiter, which is, I mean, there's no data delimiter on my file, and field delimiter is comma operator, and first row contains the column headings as we saw, and I just click on review mapping. So you can map the columns in the spreadsheet with the columns in the Dataverse. So the system intelligently does it for me. So everything is here. I don't need to even map those columns because it just matches according to the column names. And then I'm just finishing the import. So the data has been submitted for import operation, and the import takes place asynchronously and in the background, so I can even track the progress of the import. And after the import is completed, then I should be able to see my contacts here under my active contacts, because the owner of the new contacts or the existing contacts are me. So as you can see, the existing contacts are updated with the new reference code, and then I can go to the newly created contacts, and you can also see the reference code here. So my contacts are ready in the database, and as a next step, I'm going to just create the segment to find out those contacts. So I'm going to create a new static segment, just name it as Ignite or my Ignite 21 contacts, and I just save and close. And what I should do is just to define the query, and in the query I need to select the attribute as reference code, and I'm going to tell system that it should retrieve the contacts where reference code is Ignite 2021. And before I find those contacts, I can even estimate the size of these member set. And as you can see, there will be 5 contacts, and I'm just going to click on Find button, and it will find me all the contacts which are related to that query. And here you can see it found all the contacts that I had recently imported. By the way, on some occasions, you may need to wait a couple of minutes in order to contacts to be reflected in the segmentation engine. And then you should be able to select those contacts, and I can see my contacts are there. And what I would like to do is just click on Add All button, and all these contacts are right now added to my contact. Here you can see that all the 5 contacts are added already. And once everything is done, by the way, perhaps maybe I have other files to import, I can do the same, and I can add those contacts by query. So I mean, you can even add other contacts from other segments as well by using the query. But anyways, once we are ready, we just need to go live with the segment, and then our segment will be ready to use in any kind of customer journey. Okay, cool. We have seen how we can do the scenario, and then I would like to just go back to my presentation. And I would like to just continue. You may find more details on this scenario on our public documentation website. You can see how you can import your course from CSV file. You can understand how alternate keys and duplicate detection works during import. And there are also a couple of useful resources for you to review, including our release notes, which are always useful. And that's it. I hope it was a useful Tech Talk for you. Thank you very much for listening in.